Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. So wonderful to be here. Happy Monday. I hope that everybody had a wonderful weekend. It is a 3-day weekend in Ukraine due to International Women's Day, or as we call it often now, Day of Women, Beauty, and Spring, which I think is very, very uplifting and inspiring. So in Ukraine today is still a holiday because the Women's Day went on Sunday, and therefore, I'm today working and enjoying myself still, taking on Ukrainian holiday. Actually, of course, doing things, but really feeling so refreshed. I want to thank you, all of you who had made my day a little bit more special for the wonderful greetings and I get some latte, or how to say this, tea and latte little tips and treats in my PayPal. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. And of course, I would not go personal, but those of you who had a minute and had me on my mind and just surprised me with a lovely greeting or something else. Thank you so much. Um, it's always it's always so uplifting, and I hope that the good will spread around the world. Let all the good words and greetings and appreciation come right back at you, time 10. It was a beautiful day. So usually I try to go live every day or have a recording for you. But yesterday, my desire for the Women's Day was to enjoy the day without technology, breathe the air. What else? Breathe the air, get that vitamin D, as we had a sunny day, and it was a beautiful, gorgeous day. And I treated myself to some a little bit of a new skincare products, which I love. So just a day off. So I'm now happy and fresh. And today, I hope that you did something lovely for those ladies who matter for you. As I told you, they not gonna call Women's Day a political holiday. It's always going to be a day of appreciation of women's beauty. So I hope that you enjoyed it, celebrated women in your life. Once again, thank you so very much to all of you. Even if you never done anything beyond watching the videos, but you put that like and comment or share, or you just keep watching, thank you so much, everyone. We keep thriving over here, and my goal and my intention is to bring some light and get everybody into a positive mode, because I believe that negative events, difficult events, they are experiences. They are experiences that lead us to something better and bigger. So with that being said, today's topic is financial topic. So financial topic, what do we do about the finance? You need to say the truth about your financial state, or you have to be adequate when you give a lady an idea about your current financial state. There are men who do not tell the truth. They do all the things I recommend, but they can't really afford doing them. There are men who take ladies on expensive trips, buying them expensive gifts, but by not sharing the truth of your finance, you are giving the wrong expression. Basically, you are misleading them, and they see you in a different light. Now, there are some men that don't have that much, but they're just very generous. And there are men who are trying to create and make a better impression and basically deceive the lady as if you can afford certain lifestyle. So what I would suggest is sometimes just to have a conversation and just being honest. Just say, um, I'm not really that wealthy, but I so much enjoy doing these things for you. So I'm working right now on actually reach that level, so I can do them and create more and more. Or you can tell her honestly, what you can and cannot afford. Women are sensitive about these things. They don't want a guy who's petty or greedy, as we say in Ukraine. But you will shoot yourself in the foot if you if you attract your attention with one behavior and then you change that behavior uh, to complete opposite. She will see you. She will see that you were trying to deceive her, and she probably will think that you are some kind of a liar. Liar meaning that you just not telling the truth, and she will consider that to be. It could break your trust, but also um it will bring a lot of confusion. So what do you do in case if you have little less, or you have more, and uh, you don't know whether you should disclose your financial state, whether it's decent, normal, some kind of average, or a little below or higher. First of all, you need to remember that finance in Ukraine are totally different. The Ukrainian economy is so different that you're low. If you are below average in US, you're still pretty wealthy in Ukraine. So if you considering moving to Ukraine, you you might be able to afford different kind of lifestyle. All right, you might be able to afford something that you cannot afford here. So you need to consider all these things. But what I try to tell you is that do not, if you know that there is something you cannot if you know that you have to lie to satisfy her needs, or you have to starve or borrow money to satisfy her needs, you are creating a problem, because you borrowing money, you go deeper into debt, but you trying to maintain an image in her eyes. Eventually, this relationship is gonna be doomed, because if she is a good woman, she gonna feel embarrassed, and she gonna feel guilt, and also you will shake her trust, because you led her to believe that you're doing all this, but now she realized you were borrowing this, so her trust might be shaken. If she really cares about you, she's going to be upset, because she will feel guilty. She didn't need, 10 pairs of shoes and 19 purses. She if she cares about you, she doesn't want you to suffer, and you're risking to put relationship in a shaky situation. And also she will doubt your critical thinking. She will doubt your confidence. She will doubt your man's qualities. Why couldn't you tell her? So each time you're not telling the truth, no more Mr. No more Mr. Good Guy book, guys. So highly recommend this. Each time you're not telling the truth, you're hurting yourself, and you create an impossible situation for the other person to really get to know you, to really understand who you are. Once again, when you're not telling who you are, you're not telling the truth, you push the person away, because they fallen in love with your lies and not with who you really are. A good woman, if especially if you're younger, you building things, you doing things, a good woman will stick with you if she knows that you're a man of your word, you work hard every day, you building, if you're 30, she will stick with you just fine, as you develop and she see your potential, that you're doing stuff. If you're 60 and you're still building, that is a little bit questionable. If you are later in life and you're going for younger woman, I have to tell you that she is not going to be excited about building. We talked about that dynamic. I don't want to put too much attention on that, but just consider that. So, once again, lie, dishonesty, maybe you feel shameful that you don't, maybe you are, in the second part of life and you don't have a lot of, you didn't take some good financial decisions. Maybe you had a very difficult divorce or something like that. You lost a lot of money. You don't have to drag on a sad story and sub story and tell her every detail, from the court and what you have. But you can give you an idea that this is what you have, this is what you can afford, this is what you're working on. But you don't have to tell every single detail, every single number, no, but give her an idea, an honest idea of, what you can really afford, what you can really do in life. And you would be surprised, a lot of women do not necessarily want to have a Lamborghini or Ferrari, or live somewhere where it's extremely expensive. Every person have their idea of the lifestyle. A lot of people, what surprised me when I came to the United States is that a lot of people who are very wealthy or did very well for themselves, you would never ever say that, because they are the most humble. They always wear those invisible clothes. By invisible, I mean you will not spot them in a crowd. They have nothing to prove to nobody, and they could live somewhere on the beach. They may have several vacation homes. They probably do not have the latest car and the biggest house, but a lot of couples, what I've noticed in US, they have this. I call it financial freedom style, when they just, they have lots of a lot of savings, lots of investments, and they just relaxing, they just enjoying life. They're not wearing anything flashy. They agree, their values connect. You have to understand that it's so important that your financial values connect, because if she is a big spender and you use one dish soap for 5 years, you're going to have a problem. If she is an extreme spender and you are an extreme saver, it's gonna be everyday pain, because she will get herself a new lipstick and you will have a heart attack. I've been through that. I've been through that. Not so much in my relationships with men, but maybe nothing serious. I've never, not like that, but with my dad and my mom. So I've absorbed that, and it is one of the major reasons to have fights. I don't understand how to fight about money. I don't personally. I don't get it. I don't fight with the person I love about money. We sit down and we decide what we're gonna do. If it's not good enough for me, I'm gonna go and make my own. So I don't understand how to tear another person apart over something that could be fixed. So that's just, but when you have that kind of relationship, you're gonna be miserable. So when you meet somebody, you have to check their what they value in life. Do they like vacation? Do they just like humble vacation? When you have some rental, it's very simple. You walk on the beach. You just, or she likes something completely different. Because once again, if you are on the different ends of spectrum, it's going to be a miserable time if you're trying to save and she's trying to spend. Just for your information, I watched a program today on Ukrainian live TV, and just sit down and belt yourself if you're in the car. Just sit down. So they had a question: out of 100%, how many people have savings and how people do not. By the way, actually, let's make a poll. What do you guys think? As I'm gonna greet everybody. So, out of 100% in certain auditorium, they ask, do you have savings? So, how many people in percentage said yes, and how many people said not? This will, you will understand that most of Ukrainian women are more of a spenders, especially if they live in Ukraine. In Ukraine, we were not taught the idea of saving money because, well, I guess it's just in Soviet time, everybody in Soviet time, everything was predictable. Everybody would get the salary. Everybody, it's like people knew their future 50 years ahead. The salaries were stable. It's just everything was programmed, and people just every day was like the day yesterday, and they knew they're gonna have that certain amount of money. But then when the government had changed in 1991, guess what? Those people who were saving, who had some accounts in a bank, guess what happened? All their accounts turned to zero. They lost everything because the currency had changed, the money had changed. Those money were in the inflation cut all. So basically, you know, some of my dad's sides of the family, as I said, my dad is an extreme saver, like extreme. So he had a lot of money that poof, gone. But he always had more things going on. He is very. What I like about him, he is never a beggar. He always have something going on, something saved. I don't have to take care of him because of that. But if I would need to, I would do it with pleasure. Let's just put it like that. So there are always two sides of a spectrum. Yes, and then in 90s, King Nero said there was 90s where all the trusts and investments, poof. So we've been through so much. I don't want to stay on this for too long, but Ukrainian people, Russian people have been through so much. When you save and you invest, it turns to nothing. So people thought, okay, if it's turned to nothing, I might as well enjoy it. I might as well take that vacation, buy that ring with gold, because it's an investment, you know, jewelry, precious metals. I might as well get myself a fur coat. Hello. I might as well go and live life. So, of course, that is not the smartest thing, but we were not taught about investments, about savings, about not having all eggs in one basket. So in many ways, if your lady is genuine and she is an extreme spender, instead of being angry and have a fight, have a conversation with her and tell her how things done here and how did you manage to be in a good financial state. If you are in a good financial state, you basically need to teach her your home economy, okay, your household economy. That's what you do. Of course, this conversation is for the lady with who you are, you know, you are in a serious relationship, you are exclusive. It's not for girl you went on a couple dates. So this is one part. The next part is when you do have a lot. What do you do? And most men make a huge, crucial, tremendous mistake. Oh, by the way, answering the questions about how many people have savings. You guys are so far. Bill, nice try. I'm gonna just make sure you're sitting down. So out of 100% people in just taking the survey, only 4% said that they have savings. This is just to prove my point, or to be factual about the mentality difference I'm sharing with you right now. Only 4%. It was shocking even for me. I would say I thought maybe Bill. I was thinking I was somewhere close to Bill. I was thinking maybe 20%. I was thinking I was wrong. So people after our history, after the way people were living and how inflation, and then uh, people were lied to and their money were stolen in the different banks and trusts. uh, People just, I'm just gonna go and do my thing. I don't remember saving. When I was living in Ukraine, boy, I did everything, but not. I didn't save for sure. I didn't think I should. Only like grandmothers and grandfathers save. Like I was definitely live life to the fullest. You know that Elvis Presley song, "Blue Suede Shoes." That was me. Hey, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's Wednesday. We're going out. So but it's been a hot minute since then, and it's been 10 plus years or more. So of course, growing up, you understand, okay, you need to consider investments, you need to consider savings, you need to consider backup plan. If you're in a relationship, you should consider marriage, so you have protection, because uh, if you want to have a child or children, you don't want to be. It amazes me how many baby mama. I didn't even know what baby mama means till I come to US. Baby mama situation in United States. For me, I would never understand how a woman can have a child with a man without being married to him, because it's from emotional, any kind of state of mind or any kind of perspective. It's just so unwise, and it's so um if I would have a daughter, I would be lecturing her since she's 5 years old how things work. So you can get in a lot of financial trouble if you are not legally married, and let's say your man dies. Okay, house is not yours, money in the bank are not yours, social security, all the other things are not yours either. So it's a lot of problems, and a lot of women get in trouble by not understanding those things. So I didn't know how things work in US, but that's what you're going to be a teacher, you're going to be a financial teacher. So let's talk about what do you do if you have a significant amount of, you were successful, you have significant amount of savings, you have maybe investments, properties. What do you do? Do you actually tell Ukrainian girls that, I got this, I got that, I am basically, you know show her certain numbers? What do you guys think? Let's when I have a time now to go live, let's not make it my monologue. um I want to ask you, those of you who are in the chat, if you are financially stable, do you have to tell your fiance or the girl you are seeing your numbers and what you got? All right. I see you. I mean, I am not suggesting to lie, just so you know. I never recommend to deceive anybody. Bill, thank you so much. Bill saying that is fantastic observation. I'm not sure which one you mean, but you probably mean the relationship between people not having culture of saving and our historic uh, developing of events or chronological events. No, Bill, you do not ask women about her financial plans. Though you observe her behavior, but you don't ask a woman about her financial plans. First of all, she doesn't have any. I'm trying to tell you guys, women, people in Ukraine, they live better than you. In which way? you might be cutting something to save for retirement, for paying something. They live, if they got today $500 from their boss, they going and getting themselves new shoes for 450. Maybe they live better than you just for one day, but they do. What I was trying to tell you, you are, once you are engaged, once it's serious, once it's basically your wife, you just tell her. In my situation, some of you guys know my story. I've never really talked about finance. I didn't know anything at first. But then when I was taught, I was telling him how to do the finance. I saw the debt. I saw this. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with your life? So once he taught me some stuff, we started to have a conversation about, how we're gonna rearrange it, because it was a mess. It was a mess. Uh, he was an extremely intelligent person. Like, all the libraries in the world were in his head, but he was not good with practical things. So once I understood a little bit how things work, I actually helped him to make things better. And this is power of a genuine Ukrainian woman. At first, she wants you to spend money on her. She wants you to win her heart. She wants you to court her, to not count like every cent. But then once she's with you, unlike a lot of other women or other types of women, she will be very much on your side, and she will treat as yours together. And she, in some ways, will become the Scrooge McDuck. She. I remember one time, back in time, when my future husband was visiting me in Ukraine. He wanted to live downtown for 10 days. And, he gave me the money to rent something downtown for 10 days. And I was thinking, why in the world you would rent something for 10 days and spend so much money when we can live in my apartment? So I was so proud of myself that I found a way to save money. But honestly, he was quite a bit disappointed, because he wanted for us to have this special vacation. I felt like I just saved, I don't know, $600-700, because we live in my place, it's free. But he actually let me to keep the money, for just for future, because I was preparing. It doesn't even matter. He was happy from one side that I cared and we saved the money, but I was trying to do something good, but I could see in his eyes he was disappointed. And if I could change it, I would not do that. But I just wanted to show that I respect his hard-earned money, and I was Scrooge, kind of. I was a Scrooge McDuck myself. It's because I knew we were engaged. It was my man, and I was protecting him by not letting him spend excessive money that we can use for our goals together. So that, guys, that was a long time ago. Things were not so smooth. Some of you know some bits and pieces of my story. A lot of you know that he is not here in this world anymore, but he made tremendous impact, and I will always remember his generosity and his kindness, and all the things that he did from the heart without counting every cent. But at the same time, you do need a woman that will be maybe a little bit more sensible than you. So at least one need to be more sensible, and the other person cannot be extreme. Because if you are living with extreme saver or extreme spender, it's going to be a disaster. Both of us, we were not extreme in any kind of way, so we never really had financial fights. As I said, I don't fight about money. I find it so below your, not pride, but how to say this, I just see it below, and I don't know how to say this. Dang. I do not respect people who fight about money. I put it like that. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, Scrooge McDuck is here. Beneath your dignity, here you go. Bill Howard, thank you so much. I'm just gonna call you Bill. We all know your last name, but thank you so much. Yes, beneath your dignity. See, 10 years or more, I still sometimes have trouble finding the right words. Exactly. I consider that beneath dignity. Nevertheless, a lot of couples fight about money. So now I'm gonna look what you had written about whether you should tell your lady about your financial state when you doing well or you are wealthy. Yeah, so Bill, I hope you understand. You don't ask you about financial plans. He doesn't understand anything. She doesn't know what financial plans are. If you're talking about an average woman, she would be like, what? And if you ask her, you're the man, you're the provider. It's like, it's the same if she would ask you, so, what's your makeup and dresses plans are? She'll be like, why he's asking me that? He wants me to do what? Ukrainian women, if you're the future husband, you are basically their financial plan. And it's not a bad thing, because if you did things right, the right woman will help you to multiply what you have. And as I just told you, Ukrainian women are genuine women. Genuine women, not gonna tell you how to define it in these women. They will treat whatever you earned or have with a lot of respect, and they will actually, as long as you explain them how things work, they will find out very creative men or very creative ways to multiply what you have. I'm sharing with you with experience. I've can tell this because in my experience, it has been done. So a lot of things has been, a lot of unnecessary things were cut off, and a lot of good things we were able to add. So here is, uh, so I'm gonna answer my own question. If you have a lot, if maybe you have a fast career, maybe you are in IT and your company is, you're working and you basically making more and more money and it's very serious. Maybe you are, somewhere in California developing something and you basically have incredible amounts of wealth and it keeps growing. Maybe you are multiple property owner. Maybe you just saved a lot. Whatever your story is, do not overwhelm Ukrainian lady while she is still in Ukraine with the numbers, with what you have, with what you own, and what you have in the bank. Do not do that. It's extremely overwhelming. If somebody tells you, I have $3 million in the bank, you're just going to completely shock the person. Ukrainian people do not understand this. They can imagine maybe $10,000 in the bank. Economy is completely different. You have to understand this. And first of all, you will attract wrong women. If you will brag about your money, you will attract wrong women. So your goal, how do you show her then that you are confident, that you have the means and you can provide? You do things over the words. You send your mom on vacation, if that's your woman, okay, not your somebody you just met. We're talking about serious relationships and engagement, long-term relationships, marriage and stuff like that. So she's your woman. You are exclusive. You know her. You love her. She's amazing. She's gonna deny half of your gifts, just so you know, or try to deny. Okay. So what you do is you do things over words. You do things for her that are meaningful for her with ease. You send your mom on vacation, or you take care of her nephew, or you take her someplace special, or you tell her, you know what, it's only 6 months left till you leave Ukraine to be with me. I'd like you to leave that goddamn job. I don't want you to work. I want you to enjoy your family. I want you to learn English. I want you to take care of your health. So that's my monthly support for you. And um, you're basically my wife now. But once again, guys, this is only for the woman you going for K1 with. Your family accepted you. You're with her. It's not your imaginary woman, okay? Not imaginary girlfriend. My advice can ruin your life if you while I tell this, you will do this for your imaginary girlfriend. Not imaginary. You can touch her, you can feel her, and all kinds of things may happen. So you know her as a person, not just physically you know her, because some of you immediately thought about something else. No, you need to know her. She needs to be your best friend. And this is where you start to provide for her. So she's not worried, oh my God, will I starve in the US? What's going to happen? So another thing is you having conversation with her. You tell her, we will see what we're going to find for you to do, but you don't have to work. As long as she doesn't have to work, as long as she doesn't have to worry about the bills, as long as you don't put any kind of, this man will be able to take care of me and our children, if you're planning to have children. Or maybe she already has a child. So she will be calm. And you are not lying. You are not lying. You don't need to tell all the numbers and all of that. You are not overwhelming the person, but you giving her and showing her strong support, intention, and action. I'm gonna share something funny with you. Once in a while, people reach out to me. People reach out to maybe other ladies on YouTube, and they try to impress them, and they will send you like a long list of what they have. And it is so ridiculous because women have they do not care of what you have unless you're doing something for them from that. You do not impress a lady with a list of stuff you got. It's just not right. What you do is you show action. It can be very small action. It could be something serious. It all depends on who that lady is, your relationship to her, her relationship to you, and the circumstance. Don't try to impress. It just makes me laugh. Some people think that you are like a 5-year-old girl, you're gonna, oh my God, he got the latest car. It's so what? It's just really funny, don't be that kind of guys that trying to it's just not even smart thing to do that, because you will attract the wrong girl. Not to mention that somebody can have a lot of money and give absolutely nothing to you. Right? The person can have savings and be simply, wealthy or rich, and you will be counting pennies, because they'll tell you, oh, I don't want you to use me. So this is just, my lyrical lyrics. But to make a long story short, no, you do not tell her, yes, you keep your finance private. You give her an idea. If she asks you a question, if she asks you a question, you can give her an idea. You can give her a certain idea of what lifestyle. She doesn't know prices in US. Even in US, different states have different levels of life. Somebody who can live like a king in Michigan might live in a car in California. All right? Or somebody who lives, very humble life, like somewhere in Florida, can live, could sell their real estate and live like a king in Michigan. So even inside of the countries, there are big differences or significant differences. So for Ukrainian people, American economy, finance, investments are the dark forest. Dark forest. So they don't know anything about it. Once you are together officially, things are going well, you can slowly tell her certain things, teach her certain things, and soon she will understand how everything works, and you can start making decisions together. Maybe you will buy another rental property, for your retirement. Maybe you will invest in stocks. Maybe you will do some other things. But you will take decisions as a couple, but uh, it will take a couple years, honestly, to understand that. Some people want to be blocked. Thank you guys for the kind words. For the kind words. Thank you. Thank you, Monsieur Mike, for Women's Day greetings. I've seen your comments, and those of you who just only joined, I want to thank you so much for the sweet things for the Women's Day. It was a beautiful day, and and I enjoyed it. That's why you hadn't seen me. It was a beautiful day. But okay, I'm gonna take another example, guys, so you just understand. When it's a Women's Day, or birthday, or Christmas, attention, you do not bring the subject of money. When it is a special occasion, yes, you decide, you plan, but never ever you mention that, oh yeah, oh geez, 8th of March is coming up. Oh, dang, I wish these holidays would not happen that often. Like, or, if you making something special for her, never ever ever bring the price. In American culture, sometimes if you got something, like you get maybe some jewelry or something you got on sale, you would be like, yeah, honey, I got this, it was like 70% off, look at this. This is something that if you get on discount, just be happy you saved for family budget, but do not brag, because rationality rules do not apply for holidays and special occasions. Yes, you still decide, you still set the limits, but do not bring anything rational for the holidays. Okay? That's a very important point, because this is where she really compares the way you treat her uh, on her birthday and holidays and 8th of March, and I don't know, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, whatever. She really equals your love to what you do. And please don't get me like literally. I can guarantee, somebody will write right now, oh, love is not money or something, some stuff like that. But if you understand what I mean. You don't apply rules of logic several times a year, okay? I'm just telling you, if you want to stay alive, follow these rules. Let her boast about deals. She is not gonna probably boast about deals. This is the thing. We are not that much. If she lives in US for a bit, yes. You see, Ukrainian women not proud of their man because he got a good deal on something. Do you understand this? They want it to be expensive. They want you to invest. It's like it's when you have different choices, you come to the store, you don't necessarily want something that's on sale. You want sometimes something special for yourself. You don't care if it's on sale or not. You want to basically give back to you. You've been working hard. Like I give back yesterday on a skincare products. I'm like, you know what? I need some new skincare products right now. I want it. I want some new bottles. I want some new little things that smell amazing. I want some pampering for my skin, and I just did it. I wanted. I didn't. Wasn't looking for coupons. I just wanted to get. I think once in a while, it's something in our mentality and in general. It's like I deserve this, and I'm gonna have it. I do not recommend doing it every day or doing it without considering what's in your bank right now. But I'm not trying to tell you that, or throw your money, be foolish. No, you can go somewhere where you get better deal. Maybe you can get her more, but good quality. Just do not tell her, oh honey, I just went to the shopping mall. Just doesn't matter. It was the only one of a kind, the best quality, and it's for you. You don't want a woman on sale. Do you want a woman that's on clearance? A woman that nobody else wants, that's why she's discounted. I know it's a very primitive example, but do you want the discounted one, or you want the woman that like stand in line and maybe you get a chance? Okay, stand in line. You have a 5%. But you even want to say that you stand in that line. Maybe you can't afford it. Maybe you can get it. Maybe she'll never choose you. But at least you stand in that line. At least you felt like, wow, it may have happened. And then you find somebody who is a lot more possible, but you still need to put a lot of effort to win her heart. How many of you wants to get a woman that nobody else wants? Tell me. So she doesn't need to know about your hustle. I am behind the scenes. I'm with you guys. I know life in the US is demanding. You have 100 million bills to pay. You have responsibilities. You want to have something in your bank because tomorrow you might not be able to work. I am on your side secretly. I'm on your side because I understand that sometimes that you can have some special things or luxuries, but you need to make sure that tomorrow you're not going to be knocking on someone's door and asking for a piece of bread. Okay, so I get this. I understand it. So keep it private. As women, we do not tell you everything. We do not tell you. It sounds like we talk a lot, but trust me, we are full of secrets that you don't know, and the best part, you don't need to know, because we don't want you to have a heart attack. Period. Oi, my couch is sucking me in. So, okay, it's light. I'm trying to not be as lit up from the light. Yes, no way. You don't want somebody that nobody else wants. So it's a primitive example, but it's true. If you want a special person, you need to put special effort. And remember, if you like a lady, it means that A whole bunch of other guys that like her. I told you that before. But this is financial topic. I was thinking today maybe we should try to talk about, not try, but talk on Mondays about money, because money and Mondays kind of like rude awakening. Having a fun weekend and then having a rude awakening on Monday. Oh my God, it's Monday. Weekend was fun, but what do you guys think if we'll talk every Monday about money? Oh, thank you, Mark Egolf. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, Bill, Slavic ladies are very particular about what they want. So you don't just give them some trash and say, I mean, I'm not saying about you, but don't just buy 5 for 10 or 10 for 3 or something. No. So, but guys, to sum it up, yes, you do need to prove your financial state situation when you go through K1. It's true. Mike, it's true, yes. I also believe in honesty, but let's be real. Honesty is comes from uh, people who are really dignified. It's a rare trait, and honesty can also be different. Let's talk about this for a minute. You can be honest and shock somebody, with disclosing things you own and overwhelm them without giving them the chance to adjust, to learn how things work. Or you can be honest and just give them an idea that you're capable, you have a home, you have food, you have everything you need for a good life. So this is also honest. You have to make sure that your presentation is on point, that you present things correctly. And if you are below, I want to tell everybody who is not doing that well financially, who having some things, you have to work on that, but you have to also realize that if you can still provide, roof over the head and, some normal living conditions, together with the right person, you can turn it in something a lot better. I feel that men very often need that motivation, because when you don't have anybody to spend money on, when you don't have to clean your house or decorate your house for somebody, when you don't have, especially later in life, not so much for younger men, but later in life, when you don't have that stimulation, that motivation, a person can live on $40,000 a year or whatever, whatever is limit or level is. You can live just fine. You don't have the drive. So sometimes, if you have little but it's stable, it's, maybe your home is paid off, you have stable things happening for you, you can be a great provider too. Because if you base your basics or basis or basics, well, you get my point. If basic needs are covered, it won't that much of a difference if you have a lady living with you. It's not that much of a difference. And then with extra inspiration, if you know what I mean, with extra motivation, you might come up with a whole another business, with a whole another gig. You can start an incredible life together, having a lady who supports you. Do not buy her cheap perfume, King Nero says. Yes, do not. Because you're gonna be the victim of that, You hear me, Stan? And guys, do not buy her cheap perfume. No. And do not buy her costume jewelry. If you get her jewelry, it has to be precious metals or stones. Okay, somebody's getting inappropriate here and about to get blocked. Money Monday is a good thing. Yeah, maybe we can talk about finance on Mondays and stuff. I'm reading your comments, guys. Yes, I agree. People want to feel that they are highly valued. Yes, it's true. As long as you show the person that they're not important, they're not valuable, and if you start to value them, if they have healthy self-esteem, um, they will leave. Mm-hmm. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be on point. I'm glad to give you a perspective on this. So, um, yes, that's the topic, guys. That's the video. Okay, let's see. Okay, so any questions? I'm gonna give you this to digest. Um, I had posted a video from Night Talks. So most of my night talks I'm gonna be posting on Patreon. So this is not a night talk. I'm probably gonna keep this video here, but I'm starting posting those night talks videos on Patreon, and you going to get some materials this week, some thoughts, some good stuff is coming. I took a couple days off, guys, from Patreon and from I just needed rest. It's unbelievable how much when you are truly passionate about things and you are on fire, it takes so much energy. It takes me like 2 hours to calm down after I make a live. So seriously, this is how important you are to me, and I'm really present with you. I'm not trying to do 10 things at the same time. So like once in a while, I'm gonna take a couple days breaks here and there, just because I'm a human still. So thank you again, all of you, for being active, for your support. Um, Thank you so much, once again, for the kind words and Women's Day treats. Really, I really, really appreciate it, more than you know, more than you know. For reasons I cannot tell you right now, because I'm gonna start crying and um, okay, actually, I'm gonna tell you. In last couple of years, I lost several people that were the dearest people in my life, and they were always there for all the holidays and for all the special things. And I still have the cards and certain things, and it's just really, it really sets the standard, but also you can never take for granted an expression of love, an expression of care, and it makes you appreciate. I had the memory yesterday about somebody who never saved on the holidays, or never saved on go extra mile. And it just made me really emotional, and this is life. This is what life is all about. You're doing things for people. Just think about this: the person you do kind things for, if that's a good person, of course, they will always remember about it. You will forget this million times, or you never know how much of impact it does on the other person. You never know. And think about this: you sitting there, you're doing something. Let's say you did something good for whoever. That person will think about you maybe several times a day. And these kind and positive thoughts, somewhere in the universe are going toward you. Think about if you're doing something good for more than one person, maybe for three, five, I don't know how many people. And their gratitude is literally appreciation flowing toward you. So that is just that is just something to consider about, just something to consider how things works, because people I had on my mind yesterday, they're no longer in this physical world, but I still feel that energy of giving, that energy of appreciating, that energy of joy, it's always with me, and it's going to be with me till the last day on this planet. So I just want to say special thank you for those of you um, who are doing these things and not even thinking much about it. Um, you are valued and appreciated. Remember that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So I hope that's a good Monday dose of positive thoughts. I will see you very soon, and I hope your whole week goes amazing.